So what's happening, people? It's me again, Courtney. It's about 5:30 in the morning in the UK now. I've just finished watching the main event of the UFC. Um, I went 2 for 3 on the main card. I went 6-4 overall. It's just a quick review sort of thing. Haven't got any notes or anything. Just do it straight off the top of my head. Who was the first fight on the main card? Carlos Condit versus Rory McDonald. That Rory McDonald is a good fighter. He took a beating, a real big beating. Towards the end of the fight, but he was doing alright before. Carlos Condit needs to slow down and be more patient. He was getting caught. He seems to rush everything. He never takes his time, and when he's kicking, he's doing his low kicks. He's leaving his face exposed, so he's getting countered. But I like Carlos Condit, but he left it real late, real late. I agree with the stoppage because that McDonald was getting battered and his eye looked messed up. But congrats to Condit on the win. Rory McDonald will be back definitely. He's only 20 years old. His first loss. He'll be back. He'll come back better than what he done against Carlos Condit. So look out for him in the future. Next fight on the card was I think it was Ben Rothwell versus Gilbert Ivel. Poor fight, real poor. Considering Ben Rothwell had so many fights against better opponents, I thought he would have done better against Gilbert Ivel. But I picked Ivel to win, but it was like a Benny Hill show. It was just comedy. It was just, they gassed in the first round. Ivel was getting some crazy sweeps that you wouldn't even you'd think of doing, but you taught not to do that. It's just like pure strength was getting him out of everything that Rothwell had him in. Rothwell mounted him 7-8 times, I think, and he still couldn't finish him. Rothwell seriously needs to, if he wants to carry on in the heavyweight division, he seriously needs to work on his ground and finishing people, because that was just poor, really poor. Gilbert Ivel, probably his last fight in the UFC. I'd be surprised if he's got another one. I'd be surprised if he gets another fight, because it wasn't impressive at all. Like I said, it was like a Benny Hill show. It was just ridiculous. But hey, congrats to Ben Rothwell. But I don't think he's going to last long in the heavyweight division. What was the next fight on the card? Next fight on the card was Paulo Thiago versus Martin Kampmann. I picked Thiago to win. Obviously, Kampmann won using his boxing. And controlling Thiago on the ground, which I didn't see happening. Thiago looked lost, and it was a bit underwhelming. That fight he didn't do much. Kampmann did everything basically, took the fight where he wanted basically, took him down, was just controlling him on the ground. More or less at the end of every round, he had him in a side choke. Not side choke, arm triangle. Nearly took his back, and it was just underwhelming fight. I was a bit disappointed, but hey, congrats to Martin Kampmann. Let's see who fights next. He'll probably get another hard puncher that's going to knock his head off. But yeah, congrats to Martin Kampmann. Next fight on the card was Mirko Crocop versus Pat Barry, who Joe Rogan and Mike Goldberg keep calling Pat Berry. It's Barry, it's got an A. Jeez. Barry started off well, knocked down Crocop twice in the first round. I think he should have followed up and smashed him on the floor basically, not let him get up from that, because the tides turned drastically. First round I would have given it to Pat Barry. Then it continued on, as the fight continued on. The second round, Crocop started gaining momentum in the second round, and you could see Crocop was getting into his game, and then he was just loading on Pat Barry, and then took him towards the fence, I think it was, and got a rear naked choke without the hooks in, and it wasn't even fully behind Pat Barry. And he had the hand on the top of the head. I've been taught to do it, slide the hand down the back of the head and push forward. He had it on the top of the head, so Pat Barry could have stripped his hand down, got him off. I picked Pat Barry to win the fight. I was hoping he would win because the guy's got a big heart. He's got some sick kickboxing, but it's MMA. and you really need to know how to defend and get out of submissions. You can't just rely on stand up. But I have a feeling Pat Barry come back stronger. Crocop, good win for him. Let's see where he goes from here. But yeah, that was an okay fight. I think Pat Barry should have finished him. He should have followed up and battered him basically. Next fight on the card was the main event. Rich Ace Franklin. No, Chuck Liddell versus Rich Ace Franklin. It started okay. They were catching each other. Chuck was stalking Rich Franklin around the cage. Franklin was countering well. He was catching with the left. When Chuck was coming in, he was coming in, hitting him with something straight away. Franklin was catching with the left. And then, what was it? Franklin blocked a kick from Chuck Liddell, broke his arm, so he was shaking his hand out. If you look at the video, he's shaking his hand out all the time from that point on. Then, as Franklin said, Chuck overcommitted, and yeah, he does do that. He had him on the run, had him against the fence. Franklin dodged a punch, came back with a right, caught him flush on the face, put Chuck out. Franklin followed up, bang, bang, bang. It was a good win. I picked Franklin to win. He did win. Chuck, I don't know what he's going to do now. I don't know if the UFC is going to give him another fight, whatever. We'll have to see the press conference. But yeah, it's a sad time for Chuck Liddell fans. He'll be inducted to the Hall of Fame, no doubt. But what can you say? He's a really good fighter. He'll probably be back. I don't know. He's got to do something. He's going to do something for the UFC. But as for Rich Franklin, obviously he's going to have time to recover. I'm not sure who he'll be fighting. Well, I have a feeling he'll be fighting Machida at some point. But to avenge his loss, basically. But we'll see. Rich Franklin will probably be out for 5 to 6 months, so you probably won't see him till the end of the year, if that. Depends how bad his broken arm is. But yeah, it was a good fight, good win for Rich. So to see Chuck get knocked out again. And yeah, but that's it. It's like probably about 5:45 over here in the UK. Anyway, subscribe, rate, comment, leave comments below. If you've got any questions or whatever, just leave them below. Follow me on Twitter with the same username, chokewho. Tell your friends about me. Subscribe, as I said before. But yeah, UFC 150 review. It's a quick review. I might do another one, I don't know, may not. Yeah, peace.